Talking about the King and the Superstar to go against Adrian Street and Apocalypse. Is that big main event expiration of time match is right in the wings, and we are waiting for it. Referee Jerry Calhoun, the Superstar, and right behind the King. This will be interesting to see Jimmy Cornette's pairing since he has signed Adrian Street and the Apocalypse. Totally different in styles and all, because Apocalypse is kind of a wild soldier of fortune type, not exactly a classic wrestler. And you hear the music as Adrian Street is preceded by ballet. How about that? Ballet. Linda, right. We'll just stop and look.
I can push it when the telephones begin to rock. I eat dozens of bones for my
Adrian complete with fans. And in contrast, Apocalypse.
Mercenary.
Bending iron bars is something else that I can do. I always pick my tip with
Sort of disinfectant. I don't think Lawler and Dundee are taking too kindly to that.
To see my many attributes won't need a second glance. You know if you resisted, then you just wouldn't stand a chance.
There he is, the exotic Adrian Street. Oh boy.
A solid concrete wall. I can pull a tree out by its roots, and that's not all. Now you know about me, you don't need a crystal ball.
And Adrian is getting ready to shed that lovely robe that he has. Dundee comes over to have a word or two. Billy now hopping out of his jumpsuit. Apocalypse just standing there. He's ready for action.
Yeah, he's just
I don't know about all
standing
this.
here staring through that mask, netting, whatever it is, over his helmet.
Jimmy Cornette, while Linda, Adrian Street's attendant. The King hollered out, it's the match you've been dreaming of. Adrian Street and Apocalypse. Adrian flexing the pectorals. And Dundee getting a little irritated and impatient, saying, let's get this thing underway. Jimmy Cornette saying, wait. So Cornette, with a tag team of Adrian Street and Apocalypse, and there goes Cornette out of the ring. Dundee accomplished that. Referee Jerry Calhoun got deliced. And now a thorough spraying down by Linda.
Oh,
What do you think? Oh, boy.
not a turn within 100 miles of here now, I don't think, after...
Okay, who is starting? Adrian Street will be starting against the King. This will be an expiration of time match. We are ready. Bell time, and here we go, David.
It's the exotic Adrian Street starting against the King, Jerry Lawler. Adrian skipping around the ring. Lawler. I was going to say it was all he could do to keep a straight face, but he didn't keep a straight face. The exotic Adrian. And Lawler says, okay. Whoops. Adrian still skipping around the ring. Little game playing by the exotic one. Lawler turned to Dundee and said, can you believe this? The King still waiting. Street goes in with a forearm as Lawler turned to say something to Dundee. Adrian Street, forearm, fist, another forearm. Lawler back in the corner. And exotic Adrian working on him back there. Exotic Adrian Street from the Royal Forest of Dean, England. His partner, Apocalypse, the mercenary.
Come on.
Adrian Street, Jerry Lawler.
I'm a nice guy. I gave the lady mine.
Well, it's the King's turn to dance away from the action. The exotic Adrian, he blindsided Lawler a couple of minutes ago, and now Lawler says, okay.
Oh, come on.
Dundee has just rolled off the apron laughing over there. It's a turn of events. And it down. Yes, sir. It's get even time for Lawler. He blindsides exotic Adrian just like Adrian did him earlier in the match. Now Lawler goes after him. Over to the corner of the tag on Bill Dundee. Lawler sets him up. Dundee presses him to the mat. Apocalypse is there, plants a foot in Dundee's back, a boot in his back. And that stopped that at the count of about 1.5. Exotic Adrian Street now working on Dundee.
We said when we first saw Adrian, I think a lot of people, because of his get-up and so forth, this guy can wrestle, man. He wrestled and did very well in a big European tournament they held in Germany right before he came here, as a matter of fact. Was from the same wrestling school as champion Billy Robinson.
Exactly. This is Apocalypse in there.
Oh, boy, what a difference.
And Jimmy Cornette from outside. He was hammering on Dundee, too. Exotic Adrian with a foot. Looks like he's got it on the side of his throat.
Come on, ref. Give him a break over here. We got 2-on-1, sometimes 3-on-1.
Yeah.
Everybody but Linda's involved in the action.
Back in the center of the ring. Apocalypse standing over Bill Dundee. Dundee heads for the corner. Apocalypse grabs him. No chance for a tag. Ooh. Big forearm by Apocalypse. 4 minutes, 45 seconds gone in this one. You saw Cornette right there. Good shot of him, what he was doing. The referee did not exactly see what he was doing, but he was suspecting, and he warned Cornette, sit down and stay in the chair. Cornette still standing. Dundee backed into the ropes. Street pressed him down to the mat. No attempt at a cover.
Ground his eye a little bit while he was down there. Double elbow.
Apocalypse. Nailed by Lawler. Adrian Street also, as Lawler had been watching him 2-on-1, so he goes in there after him. And meanwhile, Cornette hammering Dundee from outside. Dundee grabs Cornette, pulls him into the ring.
That's going to be a disqualification.
Yeah, is it going to be on Dundee or Cornette?
Dundee,
on Dundee?
Well, now, wait a minute. He said stop
He
it.
said stop, yeah. What
I think he just...
Oh, he didn't see what happened, but he did see Cornette in the ring. He didn't know if he went in there on his own or was pulled in, so he's just going to stop it.
Right, yeah. So, the first fall of action is cut short when everybody ended up in the ring, all 4 wrestlers. Now, wait a minute. Let's get it from the ref. With Cornette in the ring, the referee declares Lawler and Dundee the winners in the first fall of action by disqualification. As the referee saw Cornette in there, they told him that he climbed in there, and the disqualification goes, hey, listen, go talk to the referee. We don't have anything to do with it. Well, the action is stopped and ended. Disqualification. Jimmy Cornette was in the ring. That's it. The referee called a disqualification, Adrian. Well, no, you're right about that, Adrian. We sure haven't had Admiral Lord Evans. Is that it? Okay. All right, we'll talk to him. We take time out. We're going to get out of here for a minute. But we still have plenty of time for this expiration of time match, and we're going to be back in just a moment.
The first fall as a result of a disqualification on Jimmy Cornette, the manager of Apocalypse, and the exotic Adrian Street. And I think what may have cemented that ruling by the referee, he had already suspected Cornette had been interfering earlier. Referee calls for the bell, and we're underway. After he had already warned Cornette once, then when he turned around and saw him in the ring, he simply assumed that he had climbed in there on his own, even though Dundee had pulled him in there. So it was disqualification. Back into action now, exotic Adrian Street against the superstar, Bill Dundee.
Yeah, Cornette did plenty in that first fall to get disqualified. The referee just didn't happen to see him, so it was only just right that he ended up getting disqualified for being inside the ring, even though, as we saw, while the referee wasn't looking, Billy kind of helped him in the ring.
Of course, Billy wouldn't have pulled him in the ring to begin with if he hadn't been hammering him in the back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Good point, David. And that's it. Man, oh man, what a stunner that was. Adrian Street, with a tough Aussie in there, ended up with a bang pin, and he got him right there. So that it is now one fall apiece, and I'm sure that that's one that doesn't set too well. Bill still spitting a little blood out here from being hammered as the referee trying to separate.
I don't know if he's a joke or if he just does that to get somebody's attention. You're disgusting, Jack. Now that to me, a lot of people laughed, and a lot of people at home probably laughed. But that to me is like a fat joke. If you're fat, you don't laugh at one. Now let me tell you something funny, boy. Next time I get you near, I'm gonna beat your brains out.
Uh-oh. Hey, watch out, Billy. Street and the Soldier of Fortune took off in a hurry out there. No, we gotta take a break here, Billy. You get a little rest now. We're gonna be back, and we'll be ready to go. Okay, I understand how you feel. I tell you what, let's take a break real quick here, and we'll be back to the action. We still have some time, okay? Billy obviously upset, and I don't blame him in there. You know, well,
what can you say?
Really, what can you say? All I know is the talking that Dundee has in mind. He's coming after Adrian Street before he ever gets in the ring. Dundee is furious about it. And referee Jerry Calhoun gets Dundee up in the ring, and Adrian Street will be starting with. And Dundee is ready to really tear at him before the bell even sounds or anything else. Yeah. So,
Hey, you go to stop.
Smart remark from Adrian Street. And Apocalypse had hopped in the ring, but Adrian Street is the one that starts. Here we go. Bell time, and we're off and running.
And by.
Yeah, boy. I mean, we got some time here, David.
Yes, we do.
Loving this.
The exotic Adrian made the quick tag. As soon as the action started, he was back in the corner, and exotic Adrian Street makes the tag on his partner, Apocalypse. Dundee really wants to get Adrian Street in that ring. let him have it with that right hand 3 or 4 times. Apocalypse. Dundee round behind him. Working on the arm, on the shoulder. Over to the corner, the tag made on the King. Jerry Lawler in. He takes over, puts a little additional twist on that arm. They got both of them, twisting him up. Now they reverse it. Dundee with the right hand puts Apocalypse down on the mat. He heads back to the corner. Jimmy Cornette on his feet screaming. 2 against 1, 2 against 1. Lawler bars the left arm of Apocalypse. Dundee starting across the ring after Exotic Adrian and Cornette. After the tag, it's Dundee back in. A little hair pulling by Apocalypse. Dundee down to the mat, and Apocalypse with a choke. Headbutts by Apocalypse. Dundee hits the mat. See the Exotic Adrian dancing around in the corner over here on the left of your screen. Oh. Dundee backs to a corner with the boot. Over to get the tag on Lawler. We're 2 minutes, 15 seconds into this one. 2 minutes, 15 seconds gone in this third fall. First fall went to Lawler and Dundee. They won it a little over 5 minutes. Second fall, a very quick one, 42 seconds. As the Exotic Adrian got the win over Billy, and Billy most upset in the manner in which he did it. Apocalypse makes the tag. Exotic Adrian Street back in there.
Ooh, gouging on Lawler.
Apocalypse jumping up and down on him while Exotic Adrian hanging on to Lawler. Adrian, man. Boy, he uses that forearm effectively, doesn't he?
He does.
It is again.
Terry Funk, that's who I was trying to think of. Funk was a pro at using that forearm uppercut. Used to knock your brains out.
Exotic Adrian and Apocalypse with Lawler tied up back in the corner.
Wow, getting in behind the King.
We're about 3 minutes and 45 seconds into this one. 3:45 gone. Exotic Adrian Street working on Jerry Lawler. You think maybe Lawler and Dundee took the opponents too lightly here as far as Exotic Adrian has gone? Maybe they hadn't seen him wrestle that much.
Yeah, you know, it's like we were talking about. I think when you look at the guy, you're misled immediately.
There's the double team again. Lawler's neck snapped back as he was sprung over that top rope. Apocalypse, knee lift. Forearm. Lawler on the mat. Now Apocalypse climbing the ropes, pulling the hair of Jerry Lawler. Whoa.
Headbutt right in the middle, coming off that rope, Dave. Count of 1, and Dundee got in there.
Dundee able to break it up after that 1 count. There's a tag. Adrian with the knee. Lawler hits the mat again.
Adrian bounces that head off the canvas. And the King now, he's grabbed him right at the jaws, right at the mouth, pulling apart, and the referee breaks it up.
5.5 minutes gone. Third fall action. It's 1 fall apiece.
And again, right in the middle of jumping off of that second rope. Apocalypse on a cover 1, but Dundee gets over there and fires him off. Third fall of action. Lance Russell and Dave Brown at ringside, bringing you this exciting action on Championship Wrestling.
Apocalypse, boy, he got Lawler back on his feet and immediately nailed him with that elbow as he threw the forearm.
Going to the midsection, and the King stunned up against the rope. Adrian hammering away. Here it comes. Strap. Thunder flying out of that right hand.
One for Apocalypse while he's over in the neighborhood here.
Didn't want him to think he'd been forgotten. Apocalypse comes in. Dundee takes him over to the side, wheels him into the ropes. Lawler in the ring. Billy coming out after. Look at Dundee. He's got Linda. He's just giving a little in return to what Adrian Street did. Street's where we're watching. That's a pin. Bill Dundee came over, grabbed Linda. He really, and here comes Adrian after her. She was sitting in the chair when Dundee grabbed her and kissed her right there. Adrian got hot, came over. He was at the ropes.
What are you going about? You call me sick! You call me sick! Son, Dundee, you're going to get yours.
Okay,
You're going to get
Adrian.
yours, and you're going to get yours now.
All right, let's get him on out of here now. Adrian Street. Yeah, you just take him out of here, Jimmy.